Skeets had just finished reading Alice Through the Looking Glass to the Little Green Man and Zoom Zoom, and Greenie was asking questions about the strange things that happened to Alice. Asked the Little Green Man, which meant, do you know of any other people who stepped through mirrors? Oh, no. It couldn't really happen. The Alice stories are just make-believe. Wouldn't it be fabulous if we could step through the looking glass? Said the Little Green Man. It shouldn't be too difficult. Let's have a look at the big mirror behind your dressing table. Skeets led the Little Green Man and Zoom Zoom to his bedroom, where the Little Green Man viewed himself in the mirror. Who's coming with me, he asked. Who wants a trip into Fantasyland through the mirror? The Little Green Man pressed his fingers on the surface of the mirror. One leg went straight through, and soon his whole body was on the other side. Skeets and Zoom Zoom looked at each other and followed the Little Green Man. They found themselves in a strange room. The furniture was rough but attractive, and all the colors were different shades of pink, with the odd touch of white. And another strange thing, there was no door. The Little Green Man and Skeets went to the window and opened it, and the three friends were soon standing outside in a small garden which overlooked a street. Hardly had they put their feet on the ground when they heard a cry. "Arrest them! Arrest them for breaking out!" The person shouting was a policeman,
Arrest them for breaking out!
an odd-looking policeman. His face was quite blue, completely blue. They ran down the street in the opposite direction to the officer, who started to run after them. They ran past a high hedge, at the end of which a tubby man, who was also blue, peeped out. "Here! Here!" he called, and the friends ran through an open gate. When the gate closed behind them, they could no longer hear the policeman. They mopped their brows. "Unburglars, are you?" asked the man. "Unburglars? What's an unburglar?" asked Skeets. "Oh, they are people who break out of houses. Unburglars," said the man. "Where we come from, it's people who break into houses who get into trouble. And they are burglars, not unburglars." "Yes, but you are in the uncountry now, where so many things are the opposite way round from the real world." "And everyone is blue," exclaimed Skeets. "Blue?" snorted the tubby man. "Don't be rude. We are all pink. You are the blue one, and he is yellow," he said, pointing to the Little Green Man. "And the fluffy one is green." Skeets raised his eyes. He saw that everything really was different here. He noticed that the blue people could see the Little Green Man and Zoom Zoom, too. "It's very insulting to be called blue when you're pink," he said. "How would you like being called purple?" Skeets spluttered that he really wouldn't mind, but he began to edge away. When the Little Green Man and Zoom Zoom were watching him, Skeets jerked his head as a signal, and they began to run again, down the path and among the trees. They had not gone far when a huge cat with a sneaky look on its face stepped out from behind a tree and beckoned them. "Here!" he called. "Here!" He opened up the foliage for them to squeeze through. "A cat?" said Skeets, looking in wonderment. "A talking cat?" "How silly of you," said the cat indignantly. "Anyone could see I'm a perfectly ordinary mouse. Is there something wrong with you fellows, apart from your curious colour?" Skeets looked at the Little Green Man, who shrugged his shoulders. "Well, whoever you are, thank you very much," said Skeets. "Can you direct us to a safe place where we won't be chased any more?" he asked. Try my hole. It's over there," said the cat, indicating the entrance to a tunnel. Without waiting for further invitations, Skeets, the Little Green Man, and Zoom Zoom darted down the tunnel as fast as they could go, followed by the cat. At the other end of the tunnel, they found themselves in a marketplace. Skeets whooped with glee when he saw a man selling hot dogs. "I think I'll buy us all a hot dog," he said.
You mean a hot cat, don't you? Don't bother with one for me, said the cat. I'm off if you're hot cat eaters.
And with that, he ran off, leaving the three friends to make their way over to the hot dog seller. Three hot cats, please, said Skeets, passing over his money.
Are you trying to get away with paying for these?
Demanded the man.
Don't you know it's against the law to pay for anything around here? Help! Police!
He cried. Skeets, the little green man, and Zoom Zoom shot off between the stalls and ran for all they were worth. Unhappily, they didn't see a sign which said, "To the police station," and in no time at all, they were all locked up. Sitting in a cell, feeling sorry for himself, Skeets turned to the little green man and said, "Can't you do something to help us, Greenie?" The little green man grinned and quickly produced his antennae, which began to spark and crackle. He directed their rays to the bars of the window, and in no time at all, they tumbled to the ground. The three friends quickly climbed out of the window and landed straight away in the arms of a policeman. "Breaking out again, I see," he said, "and always running." He sat Skeets and the little green man down and released Zoom Zoom from beneath his helmet. "Running," he said. "Now that might be the answer. You could all run in the big race today. And if you do well, we'll set you free." The big race was to be quite a great sporting event. The policeman was there to start it, and because everyone ran round in a huge circle, he was also to judge the winners. The gun was fired, and off everyone set. Skeets was surprised that the competitors took it so easily, stopping for rests fairly often. He and the little green man with Zoom Zoom right behind soon opened up a big lead. It seemed no time at all before the three friends were fighting it out between them who was to cross the winning line first. And, as it happened, they all crossed together. "Dear me," said the policeman, "you don't seem to have the sense you were born with. I gave you the chance to do well and to have your freedom, and you completely waste it." "What do you mean?" Skeets asked. "We all crossed the winning line together, miles ahead of the others." "You don't seem very bright," said the policeman. "The people who win our races are the people who come in last. It's an unrace, you see. So you did worst of all. Pity." "Come on," yelled Skeets to the little green man and Zoom Zoom. "Let's get out of here." And they dashed off before the policeman or anyone else realized what they were doing. They ran as fast as their legs could carry them to the marketplace, through the tunnel, across the glade, and back to the pink room. The policemen with a crowd of helpers were on their heels, and they pulled at Skeets as the little green man and Zoom Zoom pushed through the mirror to safety. Poor Skeets was being carried away struggling by two burly men as he woke to find that he was in his bed, struggling away with the little green man beside him, trying to calm him down. "Gosh, so it was only a dream, Greenie," grinned Skeets. "It was a bit of a nightmare, really." And he told the little green man and Zoom Zoom all about it. The little green man looked just a bit cross. "You mean they nearly got the better of us?" he said. "Just you wait, I'll show them." He climbed up onto the dressing table and looked in the mirror. "It's no good, Greenie. It was all a dream. You can't really go through the looking glass." But the little green man was pushing through the glass, and he completely disappeared. Skeets and Zoom Zoom looked at each other as they heard a fearful din coming from the other side of the mirror. And they were both relieved when the little green man quickly popped back, though he was a very tattered little green man indeed. He said, "Well, really."